So Danny, where are we sitting right now?
Well, until 2004, the water aqueduct that brought water from the Gihon spring, ending around the corner there, was believed to be the Pool of Siloam.
Right.
But then by chance, totally by chance, salvage excavations conducted here taught us that no, the real Pool of Siloam is where you're sitting.
Wow.
Okay, this is a 2,000-year-old giant water reservoir
Right.
with stairs leading into it.
Right.
Which means it wasn't just to collect water, it was also to enable Jewish pilgrims from 2,000 years ago to go into the lowest
So
part,
it's like a large mikveh?
a bidyuk, a giant ritual bath, a mikveh.
Okay.
And this was especially needed here because up there is the temple.
Right, right.
But before you go to the temple, you must purify yourself.
Correct, right.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
And Cindy, Jesus was here as well.
Wow, I love that.
It doesn't tell us that he bathed in the ritual
Right.
bath, but he conducted a miracle in it.
Right,
He
right.
sees a blind person, according to the Gospel of John. He puts mud over his face and then he
Right.
tells him, now go and wash it
Right.
in the water
Right
of
here.
the Pool of Siloam.
Right here.
Indeed.
I love
It may
that.
happen in this very spot.
I love that. When my husband and I first came here, literally, it was a small little cutout. That shows you how fast archaeology is
Yeah.
finding things.
Oh, it's very
bet you
dynamic
s-
field, and
Wow.
more of it could be exposed.
I know.
If only we could continue the research beyond the
Yes.
curve of the stairway over here.
Right.
Who knows how big it is and what else might be found here.
Wow, that would be amazing. Thank
Yes.
you, Danny. That's
Now,
exciting.
After you bathed, you are pure, you're ready to go up to the temple. There's also a stepped street,
Okay.
or more like an avenue
Okay.
that was uncovered as well.
Right? Oh, wait a second. Is this the Pilgrim Road?
The Pilgrim Road, the very
Oh my
Pilgrim Road,
gosh,
from the
I am
Pool of
so
Siloam
excited.
to the Temple Mount.
So they would start here and head up.
Indeed.
And so would the priests come here also, or would it just be...
The priests may have gone here. We know that the priests lived underneath the Jewish quarter of
Right.
today, and they had their own ritual
Okay.
baths. So maybe they bathed more in privacy or in
Okay.
aristocracy, but the masses, the public
This is
came
where-
here,
wow.
and Jesus was not a priest nor a Levite.
Right.
So he had to use the public
Wow.
one, which was here as well.
That is awesome. I love that. So what's next? Let's go.
Let's go on the Pilgrim Road.
Oh, let's go. Danny, is this the actual place of the Pilgrim Road you were telling me about?
You are standing on it. This
Wow.
is original pavement that is like 2,000 years old.
Okay.
And these are pillar parts which may have decorated like a colonnade
Oh, beautiful.
the area around the big ritual bath, the
Right.
Pool of Siloam.
Right.
And after you're washed, you are pure.
Okay.
You might be wet but excited, possibly already holding the animal sacrifice.
Wow.
And as the child is pointing, we're headed now to the temple.
Oh, I'm excited.
And this is the actual pilgrim road that they used to walk
So
on.
our Lord would have been walking this road.
Totally.
Absolutely. Right?
Totally.
And the disciples. Let's go.
Let me show you this.
Okay.
Cindy, this is a great presentation of what the Pilgrim Road may have looked like, buried beneath the modern Arab village today on the surface. But we've uncovered a corner of the Pool of Siloam, and we're now going to start walking up this stepped road, more like an avenue that eventually reached the corner of the western wall and the southern wall, and it is here at the triple gate where people would actually enter the temple. Not, of course, the Dome of the Rock, but the Temple of the Jews, where animal sacrifice was presented in front of the building where the Holy of Holies contained the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, how did it look like to walk up this road? Here's an artistic suggestion of the feeling, not just the physical remains, but the excitement of the people walking, carrying offerings, blowing trumpets and ram horns, all excited. For some people, this is their once-in-a-lifetime experience to make the pilgrimage to Jerusalem. And I'm standing on actual steps of that road, and it just goes on and on, all the way up to the Temple Mount.
Wow.
See, Cindy, these are actual 2,000-year-old stone steps
Right.
to bridge the topographical gap between the location of the pool and the location of the temple up there.
Okay.
And because of the volume of the pilgrims, they had to keep widening the road. that at some point they had to carve it into the side of the rock here.
Wow. I mean, they actually carved it to make room for the road.
Indeed. Imagine the masses of people walking up and down this road, mostly up,
Right.
to reach the temple and present the animal sacrifice.
That is so beautiful.
Now, one person was walking here, but was actually very upset.
Yes.
Because next to the temple, there were money changers and dove sellers, and they were doing it for an inflated price.
Right.
And he said, you shouldn't do this.
I know.
You are abusing the demand
Yes.
for the animal sacrifice and for the local currency, the local coins for the tax,
Right.
for paying the temple tax.
Right.
His name was Jesus of Nazareth.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, and somewhere along this road is where he turned the tables of the money changers and the dove sellers.
Oh, I love that. Right here on this road.
Indeed. So Cindy, the pilgrim road is actually above our heads.
Okay.
You see this pavement?
Right?
Jesus walked above it.
Okay.
But to the public so far, the only part that has been open is the drainage channel. 2,000 years ago, this was like a gutter.
Wow.
I'm happy I didn't have to walk here 2,000
no
years ago.
kidding.
Thankfully, there's none of the stench left.
Right.
And this was meant to draw out all the dirt and the rainfall out of the city because topographically, it's one of the lowest parts of Jerusalem.
Wow.
Okay, now one of the most amazing things is when the Jews rebelled against the Romans, which proves to be a total failure,
Right.
some of them escaped through this drainage channel, and we found in it skeletal remains. We found cooking pots. People were living in
Wow.
here. We found a sword, and we found a golden bell.
Wow.
Now, the only person that we know to wear golden bells at the edges of his garment was the high priest.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Maybe the high priest even escaped from here. Who knows?
Wow. Danny, thank you for the most
My
wonderful day.
pleasure.
You're a precious man, so intelligent, so knowledgeable, and also a lot of fun. I'm sorry I'm melting, but you kept the day fun and light. And look, we're
My
standing
pleasure.
here in archaeological dig. Danny,
And there's a lot more. Let's do more of
Let's
this.
do more, but I want to say I appreciate you very much. You're a precious man.
My
Thank
pleasure,
you. And
my
you need
honor.
to come to Israel and use Danny Herman, and I'll give you the contact. Tag me on my thing. Thank you, Danny.
DannyTheDigger.com.
DannyTheDigger.com. There
Very
you go.
simple.
Look for Danny.